All right, guys, we are going to watch Brendan do 26.2. Our first time ever doing a video like this, so we're going to give it a shot. We're going to watch his video on YouTube. We may pause it at some spots, talk about his strategy, but he's going to give us an intro. So if you've never competed in the open as a high-level competitor, you have to do a lot of setup, and you have to film yourself. You have to measure everything on camera. So we'll see a little bit of that in the beginning of the video, but I'll have Brendan kind of take us through that, and then we'll watch the workout.
Yeah, so we're 26.2, lots of lunges. So it required that 20-foot line to line. So I just used the tape measure there, 20 feet, and then you had to be 6 feet from the rings and the dumbbell. So I just had my another tape out there that I already took away. But yeah, it's honestly, it's the most annoying part of doing these if you want to be at a little higher level, and it's a little bit more stressful. You can't just press go. So that was that. I set it all up, showed everything on camera, and now I'm ready to go on the workout. A workout that I don't like big sets of ring muscle ups. So it got announced. This was all kind of maybe an easier portion for me. So we got that single arm overhead lunge. I got to step all the way through, stand tall, go through. Pretty good first length there.
And did you have the strategy of, I'm just going to use this one arm the whole time?
I chose to do that. I don't like transitioning above head. You see my overhead position's not great there. I wasn't actively thinking about pressing that out as hard as I could.
Just holding it.
I was just kind of holding it. I think the dumbbell might not have been I could kind of just hang there without overexerting. So that was kind of my thought. I spun around for the camera into 20 dumbbell snatches. I'll kind of do a little pirouette here, but not too fatiguing to start. I really tried to slow these down a little bit, take a breath there at the top.
So at this point in the workout, are you fatigued at all, or you're just kind of feeling good?
I'm trying to keep I'm going through different variations. Power snatch there, muscle snatch. I think the power snatch is probably a better option. I get more legs on that and it's less pulling, but pretty smooth so far. Good lockout. How's it look?
I mean, the reps look great. If you're watching this, you know, the reason for all this setup, all the videos, to make sure the competitors are doing the movements correctly. It's probably the biggest challenge in competitive CrossFit is to assess whether or not the athlete is doing every single exercise to the appropriate standard. But moving on to your chin above bar pull-ups, which are easily and clearly chin above bar. That's something that's always more challenging in competitions to accurately judge that, especially as a judge who doesn't have the best vantage point. But this is a really good video angle.
I think I just do lots of chest to bar.
And so that was 20 in a row.
That was 20. To me, that was the easiest part. And then it's just getting back here. I switched arms now.
Okay. This arm actually looks more comfortable than your right.
Oddly enough, my left lately has been. That's a way better locked out. Oh, I thought I was going to take a big step there. So that became an issue. That's a small 1 second probably thing, right? Mm-hmm. To try to shore up. Folks doing at home, try to practice how many steps it's going to take for you and try to do it every time. Because even there, I was a little bit further.
Yeah, I suppose because you, in theory, could do 4 fewer steps on this. And that might save you energy.
Exactly. That was 6, and some I was doing 7.
So you end up probably doing 2 extra steps on this.
And again, my goal might be different than some. I want to go fast on this to give myself time on muscle up. So I think for some folks, you might just want to break up that dumbbell a little bit more. Even there, you don't have to go into a snatch, or maybe do 10 snatches and then rest. Kind of fumbled there. I had my grip on and
I
got caught.
I think you might see some folks be successful by maybe using one arm down and back. And then if that's a hard exercise, you might rest, switch arms, go down and back, and then maybe a small rest, and then try to get your dumbbell going for the snatches. But I think a lot of our folks with the dumbbell snatch are using that as rest, really. Yeah. If you're pretty strong, your back, you're hinging, you can kind of recover on this. But it depends, because for some people, the lunge will be the easy part. For some people, the dumbbell snatch will be the easy part.
Yeah, I think dumbbell snatch, I think it's worth taking a little break.
Yeah.
It's either there or the pull-ups. And so right there, I'm not set up too close to the bar, but I wasn't concerned about that today. I had to be 5 feet. I was probably, 15 feet?
Yeah.
Because I knew the muscle-ups are going to be limiting anyway. So if I would have sprinted this, I'm going to go 12 and 8, I believe. Chest bar doesn't look much different than chin above bar.
No. And just everyone watching this, you're going to be breaking up the pull-ups probably at some point, unless you're that high level, like the ones on the announcement, even those games athletes. And some of them look like they might have made a mistake when they got to the muscle ups and they start with 2 or 3 reps. You're kind of, if you can do a muscle up, you're kind of pacing to get there and feel good enough to do muscle ups. Unless you have a really high capacity for it. If you go and do 20 pull-ups in a row, you'll get there faster. But are you now going to be shot and unable to do those muscle ups?
Exactly. And it's just having that plan. I think the goal is, what are you going to do when you get to muscle ups? Because every rep is so important. Or to chest to bar, for example, chest bar, right? So you could do sets of 1 pull-up. You could break up every 20 feet if you can conserve that energy. At this point, getting a little tired. I took this intentional break here just to, I don't really call that a bad thing.
Fatigue-wise, are you feeling anything muscularly?
My heart rate's up a little bit here.
But muscularly feeling pretty good?
I'm fine. My shoulder were getting a little bit fatigued. That might have been someone I should have switched, or I should have maybe started with my better arm, which is my left right now. Sure. Left, right, left, and I went right, left. Right. So I think I'd made a little mistake there. So if I redo, I'll switch that.
Like you would do round 1 left,
yes.
Round 2 all right. Okay, then back to left.
And I might try to cycle these a little faster. I don't know. Not that this is slow, right? But even the lower and just hammer that thing down.
I mean, over the course of 60 reps, you can probably gain, 8 seconds around?
Yep.
Maybe 24 seconds? That's probably on the high end. It's probably closer to like a
but
15-second difference,
15 seconds is, as you're going to see at the end, is quite a bit. So still going strong on this, feeling good. I'm thinking at this point, do not blow up your grip because I got muscle ups. Threw it down below the knee. I was fine. And then to the kind of the crux. I knew this was going to be the hard part. I've struggled probably 4 or 5 times on these style workouts on this piece. So 20 ring muscle ups. How would you approach it? I'm going to see what I do. I know you don't know how I get it.
I feel like I do better with smaller sets. So it's somewhere between 3 and 5.
I think I'd probably say 4 by 5 for you if you could stay disciplined. Yeah. I'm going to start, you'll see, with a nice set of 7. I think
You don't look that tired, which is good.
I thought my pull would be better. I'm not pulling that high. With that being said, I'm really happy with these lockouts. Right, I'm locked out. I was 7. Probably could have pushed out 2 more, but I knew I had a lot more. So in my head, I'm like, I got 13 left. What do I do now? And a lot of this is off of feel. At this point, I don't have a game plan.
Yeah, you're not like, I see you checking the clock, but you're not looking at it and going, all right, I'm going to go in 15 seconds, or I'm going to go in 20 seconds.
And this might seem like a big rest, but it's with muscle ups, it's kind of needed, unless you're doing sets of 1 or 2, which you could probably do.
I think it's pretty comparable to a handstand push-up, or if you don't do handstand push-ups, regular push-ups on the ground. Because like a set of 7s, I mean, if you push yourself all the way, could you have done 9 or 10? Yeah. But then you might have to do sets of 1 after that.
That was my 1 rep. I'm not that happy about.
So what'd you do, 3 there?
11th one. That was 7-4.
Okay.
I locked out. I was straight. I feel like I was above, but it was kind of out from my hip. So I wasn't wildly happy with that. But it is one. It's just it's tough.
And those watching this is probably how some of you guys will approach maybe the regular pull-up or the chest to bar pull-up. Or maybe it is I do 7 to start, and now I'm doing 4s, and now I'm battling for, was that 3 there or was that 4?
3. So I'm at 14.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to be there. You're going to be breaking up your pull-ups, chest to bars like this.
Yep.
1s are fine because it saves your grip.
There's nothing wrong with sets of 1. Now, something you do really well, you don't really miss reps. So someone who is less experienced, what we'll see from them is they'll hop up maybe before they are ready.
Or even right here, it's like, I got 1, I'm going to go for 2 miss. And that's...
Oh, you do miss a rep?
No, I don't, but I'm just saying that's what might happen, right? Like you're saying.
And then that's super costly, especially on a muscle up, right?
Yeah.
If we're looking at pull-ups, it's still expensive to miss a rep because you could go up there and miss 5 reps where you could have maybe made 3 if you just rested.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the biggest mistakes I see because you're all pumped up, you're in the moment, and you're like, I can go, and then you miss, and it's so expensive from a fatigue standpoint. That's a good lockout.
That's 19. I got 1 more. I couldn't get 3 there. And so you're looking here at the tip of the sphere. This is costly time. Every second is going to be 5 to 10 spots. So I jump up, I get my 20th, and bang. So
nice.
Happy with the reps. I think all in all, it's I think there's maybe some like, oh, I can't do muscle ups. I think it'll push some folks to get after their pull-ups. And it's a less stressful workout than week one in that regard.
Yeah, it's more that skill heavy, which is fun. It's not like
Yeah.
it's more than just
You're going to be
aerobic
stopping
based.
like this. With the wall ball, there was not much stopping. You were just going to move.
So we're at what? That's 5:45.
Yeah.
So 5:45, you're starting your muscle ups, and you're making it through that in about
8:33.
so almost 3 minutes, roughly.
Yep.
So you're averaging 6 reps a minute,
Yeah.
7 reps a minute, actually.
Which I've done 30 in
But that's good.
under 3. Yeah, exactly. I'm not, I just, if I'm looking at guys I compete, the top guys I compete against, that's a little cleaner. That's probably done in 2.5 minutes. So on my end, it's like, if you are going to redo, let's cycle a little faster, maybe on the lunges. I think the dumbbell I can get a little cleaner with, but because even there, right, there's that little pause. It can just be pulled back down. But at what cost? Is your heart rate going to be up a little bit higher? And go. And I think, yeah, all in all, I'm happy with my lockouts there. And
Yeah. So like to summarize for our folks, they're kind of everyone's different.
Yeah.
It might be I'm targeting the chest to bar pull up, whereas your target was how am I going to manage myself for the muscle up.
Mm-hmm.
And others, it might be how am I going to manage myself for the very first set of regular pull ups.
Yeah.
I think the best strategy for most is to have a set you can maintain. Like you said, 4 sets of 5 for me for muscle up. Maybe for pull ups, you're doing 10 sets of 2, and you're just making sure every single rep is going to count. Because I really think that's the biggest mistake.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to go out and I'm going to try 5, but I'm going to miss the last 2 reps.
Exactly.
And then I've just wasted energy for no reason. Really.
And like if you were going toe to toe with me against this, and we're the same there, I'm a minute ahead of you, and you can stay disciplined to 5 reps every. Let's say I'm 30 seconds ahead of you. You can go 4 by 5 every, let's say 35 seconds.
Yep.
Then you beat me.
Yeah.
Right. And I still have a huge lead because I'm doing those singles. So it's like, that's the same thing on pull-ups.
I think newer folks, if you have no strategy, like you said, I'm going to do 2 pull-ups every 15 seconds.
Yeah.
And it takes me, 5 seconds to do them. I look at the clock. I have about a 10-second break. And I'm going to try to commit to that rest interval. I think if you've never, because you have a great feel for this. You've been doing the open for 14 years. Like you could probably not look at the clock and you could tell me how much time has gone by. Mm-hmm. But someone brand new, it might be worth checking the clock and saying, okay, 10 seconds, now I'm going to try again. Did that feel about the same difficulty? Yeah. And if the difficulty is creeping up and you're only at 8 reps, maybe it's, no, I'm going to do 1 rep at a time every 15 seconds. Mm-hmm. So a lot of different strategies to go with here, but hopefully this video is useful. You guys can use Brendan's, obviously his strategy is going to be a faster pace, but you can apply it really to your workout as well. And just taking care of, minor inefficiencies. And you really are doing all types of different snatches, muscle power.
It was, you know what? I was all over the place.
You're just breathing, right?
Yeah. There's just like hybrid of the dumbbells getting caught in my grips.
Sure.
There was just a lot of things that didn't make those so easy. I think I'm better with the power right there.
Yeah.
That to me, like I like the little dip under. That feels better. And that's something you guys can play with too on your dumbbell snatches.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing either that you're changing it mid-workout, because obviously the muscle snatch is going to be a little more upper body, but the power snatch will be a little more lower body. So maybe you start to build the fatigue and you just make the switch on the go. But any final notes you have?
Yeah, enjoy the work. I mean, it's dependent on where your fitness is, but if it's about getting to pull-ups, you do not have to stress the first lunges and dumbbell snatch. You can break up the snatches as much as you want because it's just about every pull-up you get and that you're fresh. That's really the big thing, is just staying as fresh as you can until you get to that gymnastics piece that's the toughest for you. So nice to have Andrew and Carter there and Kelsey in the back.
Good judge.
Good judge, ELZ. I forgot. He blended in with the wall.
He was invisible right there.
He was invisible. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this. I don't want to say a fun workout, but it's a solid workout. I like it.
Challenging. And definitely way different than last week.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching.